It's time to start. forward. Just as a reminder, higher speed gets laser. A higher speed gets laser.
All right, looks like got Jordan Malott starting on the left lane, and he leaves a 1-2-4. Now look at Karina and her first shot on 47. This is the long pattern. That's going to go a little bit long. 1, 2, 8, 10. And it looks like Karina's going to give way to lane. 44 on the short for him, and that's going to be light pocket. Karina shooting at the 1, 2, 8, 10, gets the 1, 2. And we see Alyssa with a strike. Yeah, Sapphire on 48, starting her first frame. Sapphire, light pocket mixer, getting them all to go. So that's a strike for her first shot in the first. I'll go over to Lane on 43, taking his first shot on the long pattern to start his second frame. And Eric Jones looks like with a bad break over on 41. So Lane playing the fallback there on the long. This is Sapphire, 47. A lot of surface on that ball, leaves a 2-4-10. And Carlen getting them all to go. Or picking up a spare. So Jordan on 44, short pattern. Playing a little inside with it, leaving a 2-pin. And look at Sapphire shooting a 2-4-10. And she's getting the 2 and the 4, leaves the 10. So she will strike open for her first 2. Carlen taking her first shot on the long. He's playing outside with it. Leaves a 1-2-4. Karina. This will be her first shot on the short. And she's going to go high, leaving a 3-6, 9, 10. So Jordan on 43, his third frame on the long pattern, and that's about as good as it gets. Carlen shooting a 1-2-4, picking it up. That's 2 spares for her. And Karina, the 3-6, 9, 10, deflects and leaves the 9-pin. That's an open for her second frame. And Lane on 44. So Alyssa left a 10 pin on 50, and Lane slips off his hand and sends it into the channel. So Karina, her third frame on the long pattern. She's right in the pocket, and Alyssa gets her 10 pin spare. So Lane needs this to close this frame. It was on a strike, so... Oof. That's through the nose. So a lot of bowling this weekend. There's 5 squads you could do in the semifinals. Ends up being a lot of games. You see Alyssa on 49. She's light pocket, leaves a 4-7. Eric crossing over, getting them all to go. Sapphire on 48, short pattern, playing outside, feeding it right in the pocket. Good shot. Alyssa shooting at her spare on 49. And she picks that up. Lane on 43, also playing the fallback on the long, and he leaves a 10 pin. So Sapphire on 47, and that's light. She's gonna leave a 2-4. See if Lane can get this 10 pin and fill his 4th after an open, and he gets that. Then looks like Carlen is going to be next. She's on 50 on the short, and she leaves a 10 pin. Sapphire, that's good straight spare. Picks it up, fills the frame. So it's spare in the 4th. She's at 58. Jordan on 44. Short pattern. That's going to go through the nose, leaving a 6-10. And Carlen, lane 49. Oh, lane 50, getting her 10 pin. Karina on 48, short pattern. Oh, right there, gets it to go. Jordan shooting at the 6-10, his 4th frame, gets it. Karina on 47 will be next. So long pattern for her 5th frame. She's on a double. Right there. Right there. 3 in a row. Carlen on 49. And that's going to be light, leaving a 5-10. Jordan on the long. It's right there. That's a strike in the 5th for him. Puts him at 89. So again, 2-game matches, total pinfall after 2 games decides the winner of each round. Winner moves on, loser packs it up, goes home. So Carlen shooting at that, ooh, almost. It's the, looked like the 2, hard to tell at a little bit of an angle. So Sapphire on 48, doesn't like it, goes through the nose. Just enough to get him to go. So Lane got his to go on 44 as well. So he is 19 down right now in the fifth, halfway through the first game. And we see Eric Jones on 42 crossing over, getting him to go. So Sapphire, a little bit light, leaving the 10 pin. So it looks like Alyssa's got the 1, 2, 4, 10. Falls off it, just giving it the business there, and gets the 1, 2. Leaves a 4, 10. See if Lane can get his 4, 8. Oh, gets the 8, not the 4. And Sapphire picked up her spare in the 6, so she's at 98. Karina, though, is on 3 in a row. And she's got a really good look. And Alyssa on 49, long pattern. And she's light mixer. Gets them to go. The Jordan short pattern. Steps out of it a little bit, through the nose. Leaving a 4, 6, 7. Karina on 48. It's right there. Lined up. It's 4 in a row. Oh, Jordan trying to go for it. Leaves that 6 pin though. All right, so Karina going for 5 in a row in the 7th. Looks a little inside. Yeah, it is. So she leaves a 3, 6, 9, 10. And Jordan. So Lane and Jordan are both on an open. So Jordan's up by 19. Steps out of it. Doesn't like it. Goes wide. Gets a little bit of carry for a 1, 2 in the 7th. And Karina leaves the 6. So that'll put her at 131 in the 7th. And Jordan leaving another open. That's 2 opens in a row for Jordan's 7th frame. Lane's going to step up here in the 7th. We'll see if he can capitalize on those back-to-back opens. Though Lane's on an open himself. Take a look at Carlen. Her shot goes a little long. Leaves a 1, 2, 10. We'll see what Lane can do here on the short. So he has not struck on the short yet. And that reads a little bit early. Leaves a 4 pin. So Carlen shooting at her 1. All right, so Sapphire shooting at a 5 pin, and she picks that up. And Alyssa leaves a single pin over there. Lane crossed over on 43, but got him to go. Sapphire is going to go a little bit high and leaves a 310. Looks like Jordan here is starting his 8th. He's on an open. High flush, gets that 7-pin to go. And Alyssa on 49. Light leaves a 5-7. Sapphire falls off it. Is it gonna? Oh, it does. She gets it. Jordan on the long pattern for his 9th frame. That is long. He leaves a 1-2-8. Karina, lane 48, starting her 8th frame on an open. Gets the carry. Gets the 4-7 to go. Gives her a 6-pin lead. And we'll see Gannon on the left side of the frame. Looks like he crosses over for a strike. That's going to be 4 in a row for Gannon. He's got a good one going. Jordan picks up his spare. Karina on the long. He's a 3-9-10. That's a tough one. Carlen knocking them all down over on 50. So that's a 1-pin match over there between Carlen and Alyssa. Karina working on a strike. And deflects off the 9-pin. Got Lane. He likes it, and it's good. So that was on a strike for Lane. And he's going to start the 10th frame. Got Carlen working on a strike. Starting her 8th frame, and she can't get the 7-pin to go. So Sapphire on a spare. That crosses over, leaves a 5-pin. Look at Lane, can't roll that 2-pin out. That's 9 for his first in the 10th. Tight match. Carlen shooting at her 7-pin, and she makes it. So that'll fill her 8th frame. Look at Lane shooting at his single pin. He needs it. He gets it. Sapphire shooting at her single pin. She gets it. All right, so this is Lane's last shot in the first game. Strike here will put him at 177. That looks inside. It is. It's through the nose. So that's going to be 175. So Jordan can strike out for 186. Let's look at Sapphire. She washes out on her first shot in the 10th. It's going to hurt. And Alyssa leaves a 4-pin. Look at Gannon. He's on 4 in a row. And that goes through the nose, and he leaves a 6. So Jordan through the nose, leaving a 6. Alyssa shooting at a, looked like a 2-7, but she made it, whatever it was. So that was her 9th frame. Puts her at 118. Sapphire going for the washout. Can't quite get it. Gets 2, so she will finish with 166. So Karina will probably be up in this match. Let's see Gannon shooting at his single pin, and he makes it. So he is at 194 with a fill shot. Jordan picks up his spare. Puts him at 165, so a strike will tie the match between Jordan, the number 1 seed, and Lane, number 8 seed. Karina just struck her first shot in the 10th, so that puts her up in the match. Let's just see Gannon. Eric's already finished with 212. Gannon strikes for 204. So tight stuff, 7 pins. Jordan gets 9 on his fill for 174. So Lane up by 1. Eric up by 7. Oops. Karina goes high, but that puts her at 177, which is 11 ahead of Sapphire. Could be 13 if she makes this. The other match we can see, which is starting the 10th, Carlen and Alyssa. We'll see Karina make this, getting her maximum available points for 179, puts her up by 13 against Sapphire. And Carlen is at 133 on an open in the 9th. Alyssa is 118 on a spare in the 9th. So still pretty close. That's the total 2 games. In the event of a tie, it goes to the higher. The high game will win. So Carlen coming in light, leaving a 10. That puts her at 142. Make this in a strike for 153. Sapphire and Karina are starting their 2nd game already. Nice shot. Sends them all back. Carlen shooting at her 10-pin and just whiffs it a little bit inside. So she's going to finish 142. And that's going to give an opening for Alyssa. So we look at Jordan on the short pattern, putting them all back. And Alyssa light with a 128. So that puts her at 132. Carlen's finished with 142. So Alyssa needs this to take the lead in the match. And Karina goes high with a 3-6-10. And Jordan with a weird 2. I didn't see it. Looks like he moved it over a little bit with a 1-2-10. Take a look at Alyssa. And she makes it. 1-2-8. So that puts her at 135. A strike will be 145. Karina 3-6-10. Chops the 3 off. Leaves the 6-10. That's an open in her second frame. So 26 in the second. And I'll take a look at Eric Jones. 42, short pattern. He's working on a strike. Recent PBA regional winner. And that's not going to win him a PBA title, leaving a 1-3-6-7. But he's already got one now. But I'm sure he wants another. And Sapphire just drops the 10 pin there. So that is 2 in a row. We got Lane shooting at a 6 pin. Falls off a little bit, but gets it. And Sapphire on the long pattern. And she's a little light in the pocket. Leaves a 2-8. Carlen, her first shot in the second game. Comes in light, leaving a 1-2-10. And Sapphire shooting at the 2-8. Ooh, whiffs it. That's an open for her third frame. So she's 54 in the third. And Lane whiffs that 9 pin. So that puts him at 37 in the third. So Gannon is working on a strike at 7. Leaves a 3-6-9, it looks like. Karina on 48. Comes in light, leaving a 7. Jordan finding a line on the short. Getting them all to go. Strike in the third. Gannon shooting at the 3-6-9 and leaves the 9 pin. Easy to do. And Karina going for the 7 and just got that. Jordan on 43. That looks good. Hits the 9. Can't get it to go though. It looked good right in the pocket, but leaves that 9 pin. Karina on 47. It's on a spare. And it's right there. Good shot. A strike in the fourth for Karina. Jordan on 43, shooting at a 9 pin. He gets it. All right, so Sapphire on an open. in the fourth. But we'll go to Lane first on 44. The Lane also on an open. Comes on the short pattern. That comes up high, and he leaves a 610. Sapphire on 48. Right there on the short pattern. So Lane shooting at a 610 on 44, short pattern for him. And he's got it. Let's see Carlen on her second frame, second game. And she leaves a 10. Sapphire on the long pattern for the fifth frame. Wow. It looked like the 410 fell late. And Lane goes a little bit wide, leaving a 1-2. And Carlen picked up her spare to fill the second frame. And Karina leaving a 2-5 as Lane picks up his single pin. Carlen getting him to go, crossing over. Not happy about it, but it's a strike. As Gannon leaving a 3-7-9 over there. Ouch. Jordan on 44. He's right there. He's lined up. So it's a fifth frame strike for Jordan. He is 13 ahead of Lane. And Gannon going for it. Can't quite get that 7 to go, though. So Karina's on a spare. Sapphire's on a double. And it's light. She leaves a 2. And Jordan put them all back on 43 for a double. And Alyssa shooting at a 10 pin. She's going to make those all day. And that fills her third frame with a spare. She's spare, strike, spare. See Lane on 44 and then comes in high and can't quite get that 4 to go. And Karina got her spare. So she spares the 6. She's 95 in the 6th frame. Although Sapphire is on a double and she's starting her 6th frame. As Alyssa leaves another 10 pin. Let's see Eric coming in light, leaving a 1-3-7. Lane whiffing the 4. Okay, you don't want to do that against Jordan, especially when he's on a double. There, Alyssa got him to go there. So she struck in her 3rd frame. As Lane on 43. And making up for that single pin whiff in the 7th frame with a strike. And Sapphire trying to spare this up. And not quite. So get a deadwood clear on 47. The Eric on 41. Getting some pin action, but leaving a 4-7. So he's on an open. That was 8 in his 7th frame, so he's at 117 right now. Eric picking up his 4-7. He makes it. Jordan on 44. That is 3 in a row. He's making life difficult for Lane. Carlen comes in high, leaving a 3-6. So Sapphire trying to make up for that open. That's going to cross over, get the 9 out for a strike. Not the way she wanted it, but it counts all the same. We'll take a look at Gannon on 42. And he going to trip out the 9. He will not. He's going to leave that 9 pin. Karina on 48, short pattern. That's going to cross over and, ooh, gets the 10 out. That's a strike for her 7th, puts her at 115. It's a 6-pin advantage in this game. Carlen on 49 going through the nose for a 310. Karina, 2 in a row. Puts her at 135 in the 8th on a double. All right, Lane needs this to stay in it. And that's got to cross over, and he trips the 9 out, crossing over. Not how you want to do it, but he'll take it. So that puts him on a double. 42 down in the match. And Sapphire on 48. Trying to match Karina's double. And, ooh. And leave a 2-4-10. So Lane on 43. Needs it to go. Doesn't. Leaves a 1-2-4. Eric working on a spare on lane 42. He kind of stands up on it. It's a little outside. 1-3-6-9. Sapphire leaves her 10 pins. It's going to open in the 8th. Puts her at 127. And 21 pins down. And Lane leaves a 4-pin. That's going to open 138 for him. That is going to do it. So look at Sapphire on 47 on the long pattern. That looks good, and she gets it. Gets the late 8 for a strike in the 9th. So Karina on a double here. She can put things away. So short pattern. That's going to go high, leaving a 3-6-10. It's one of the tougher spares. All kinds of ways to not make it. Carlen getting set up on 50. And she can't get that 10 to go. All right, important spare for Karina. That's going to be outside and leaves a 3-pin. Open in the 9th, 160. She can strike out for 190. And Sapphire can strike out for 187. So needs all 3 to shut out Sapphire. And there's one. So over on our left pair, Jordan and Lane just finished. Jordan 205, Lane 155. So Jordan's going to move on. And Karina looks inside. That's going to be high, but she's going to get 8. And Karina getting the 2-7 to go late for a strike. And Karina missing him. But she's up by 55, so Sapphire will need to at least get the first 2, I think, if the score is correct. So she's down by 55. So yeah, the first 2 and 5 will tie 2 and 6 to win. So short pattern, she doesn't like it, stands up on it, and it crosses over for a 6-10. So that will do it. Karina will move on. So we've got Jordan and Karina so far moving on. Divisions are separate. There will be a girls winner and a boys winner separate. Winner takes home $1,500 in scholarship. So not a bad payday. So we've got Alyssa and Carlen still to finish. They are in the... Carlen's going to start her 8th frame. And she is, Carlen's on a strike. Alyssa leading the match by, looks like, 22. So, close, still close. All right, so Carlen stepping up on the long pattern, lane 49. She stood up on it, in the pocket. There we go. All right, I'm going to see if I can move the camera a little bit, get a little better view. All right, there we go. All right, I'll turn the score off. All right, so Alyssa leaving. It's like a 2-pin. Yeah, she's going to need to make this. Yeah, she likes it and clobbers it. There we go. So she's 173 on a spare in the 9th. Carlen is on 3 in a row in the 9th at 176. So Alyssa needs to close this out, go off the sheet, and put some pressure on Carlen on the long pattern. Leaves a 10-pin. So she can spare strike for 202. There she goes. She got the 10-pin and the messenger would have got it. So she's going to finish 202. So Carlen in her 10th frame. She's at 176. Oh, 410. So that put her up by 4. So, oof. That put her up by 4 in the match. So that will do it. Carlen moves on. And she whiffs it, but it doesn't matter. It's enough to move on. .200 to 202. Close match. All right, so there's still one match going on. So we'll wait for those to finish up and move our cameras back, and we'll be right back.
I thought my ball was getting better, but it didn't. Okay, I think I take off. I almost did. I bounced one out and then right in front. Well,
Okay, bowlers are ready to start. You do not get practice, so go ahead and start.
sitting for 10 minutes, I bowled on fresh, not even burnt. Sick. Nice. Nice. Um, I guess we higher seed. I guess it's my. Is that how they're doing? Hey, higher seed gets choice. I'll have you start on the left. All right. It really doesn't matter. We get higher seed gets choice.
All right, and we're back. The second bracket to determine who goes to the finals. So we've got Eric Jones up against Jordan Malott on our left pair on the boys' side, and Charles Bostic against Julian Salinas on the right pair on the boys' side. And for the girls, we've got Shelby Davis against Karina Capron and Mabel Cummins versus Carlen Gattenby. So we're at a little bit of an angle trying to get all the players into frame. So we'll do our best to jump around, and we're trying to cover the scores as well. But we'll do our best to keep you posted. Like Charles just left a 4, 6, 7. Jordan just left a 4. Charles shooting at 4, 6, 7, leaving a 6. So Shelby picking up her spare. Good shot. Carlen shooting at a 2-5. All right, Mabel starting her first shot in the second frame. First shot on the short pattern in this game. Oof. It's a 410. And Karina sends them all back. And Jordan with a strike in his third frame. Strike, spare strike, it looks like. Julian shooting at a 1-2-10. Oh, and he makes it. See it just on the right side. There we go. Nice. So Karina leaves a 7-pin. I think Julian's going to take his shot on the long pattern for his third frame. Playing inside with a Proton Physics, leaving a 10-pin. Mabel going long. Gets the 7 out, though, so it's just a 1-2-8-10. Karina gets her 7-pin. Eric leaves a 4, looks like. Like Julian will be next. Oops. And made his 10-pin. Karina shooting at the 1-2-8-10. And can't get the 10 out of it. There'll be an open for her third frame. Charles just left a 3-9-10. So he's spare open, and if he doesn't make this, it'll be open number 2. Jordan's taking his shot, going long. Charles leaving the 9. Shelby, the lone lefty on the girls' side, leaving a 6-pin. So Carlen chasing down her spare. Can't make it. Being open for her. Jordan opens. So Charles taking his shot on the long pattern. 6-7s. That might be 3 opens in a row. And you don't want to do that against Julian. Julian, previous teen masters champion. And Jordan stepping out of it a little bit, going long. 1-2-4-10, it looks like. Charles trying to, oh, and he makes it. Well, that's not going to be an open. He's going to fill that frame. And that's how you do it. Shelby can't quite get the 2 to go. Carlen getting it. Julian taking his shot on the short. And that's going to be light, leaving a 2-8. So Eric on his short pattern, lone lefty on the boys' side. He gets him to go, and that's a double for him. And Mabel just left a 10-pin. Karina on 51, long pattern. Oops, she was on 52. Leaves a, looks like a 310. Julian shooting at a 2-8. He makes it. And Eric getting them to go. Mabel shooting at her 10-pin. She converts, so she will fill her fourth frame. She's at 45 in the fourth. I'll put her 10 up on Shelby. So Julian on the long pattern. Good shot. So strike in the fifth for him puts him at 76. Mabel on 49, long pattern. Touch high, leaves a 4-pin. Looks like Jordan left a 2-8 on his shot. Charles, after making the 6-7, comes in light, but gets him to go. So he capitalizes on that spare in the previous frame. So Jordan shooting at a 2-8, and he gets it. Karina at her 310, and whiffs the 3, gets the 10. So she'll be open in the fourth for 67. And Mabel on the long, getting her 4-pin out. That's 63 in the fifth for her. And Shelby has 45 on an open in the fourth. Jordan going after the long, crossing over, leaving a 5-pin. And Karina doesn't like it, but just leaves a 3. Charles gets his spare. He's 85 in the sixth. See what Julian can do here. Shelby crossing over, leaving a 5-pin. Jordan going after his spare. Kills it. Karina 5-pin, no problem. Shelby getting her spare. Julian on the short, steps out of it a little bit, but steps into the pocket, gets him to go. That's a double in the sixth for Julian. So he stays in the lead against Charles. Shelby on 49, long pattern. Leaves a 4-7. And Julian working on a double. And that's light for a 2, and the 8 goes. So just a 2-pin. And Shelby gets the 4, misses the 7. Eric shooting at a 3-9. He gets it. So he's at 122 in the 7th. Karina on the short. Julian made his spare. Karina comes in high with a 3-9-10. Eric on the long. Gets it. Strike in the 8th. Charles crosses over. 6-9-10. Carlen gets him out. Jordan on 40. Light mixer goes. Charles can't pick up that spare. Mabel shooting at the same thing. And chops her a 3 out. Gets the 3 to go between the 9 and the 10. That's hard to do. So Karina going high, leaving a 6-10. Jordan on the long. Another good one. So he's on a double. 145 in the 9th, it looks like. And Charles going through the nose. Ooh, doesn't have to shoot that again. Gets the 7 out. And Mabel with a strike in the 7th. Eric on the short, coming in light, leaving a 1-3-6. Shelby taking care of business on 50. First strike in the 7th, puts her at 83 in the 7th on a strike. And Karina getting them to go in her 7th frame. She's at 115 on a strike in the 7th. And Eric picks up his spare. Shelby on the long, comes in a little bit high and leaving a 6-pin. Julian on 42. He's right in the pocket. Shelby gets her spare. Eric on the long. Ooh, trips out the 3. On his first shot in the 10th. Mabel leaves a 10-pin on her 8th frame. And Julian knocking them all back. So he's on a double in the 9th. Charles, his first shot in the 9th. He leaves a 6-9-10. Mabel shooting 10-pin. She's got it. Go to Eric on his second shot in the 10th. Didn't like it. Leaves a 1-3-6. Charles picks up his spare. Carlen on 51. Trips out a 2, leaves a 5 though. That's her 8th frame. Be Eric's last shot in the 10th. He gets him. Mabel on the long and trips out the 4. That's a strike in her 9th frame. Charles leaving a 2-4-5. And Carlen whiffed her, looks like a 5-pin. So she's at 148 in the 8th on an open. All right, so Jordan on a double. 10th frame. Likes it. It's good. Shelby crossing over, leaving a 4. Charles shooting a spare. Gets it. That'll get him a fill shot. Karina crosses over. 5-pin. Shelby gets a 4. That'll fill her 9th frame. Jordan his 2nd shot in the 10th. Gets some carry. Gets him to go. So he is at 193 with a fill shot. Charles a little wide, leaving a 1-2. And Karina getting her 5-pin. All right, so that's a 153 for Charles. And Shelby going high. Eric with a 192. Julian's on a double going into the 10th. And Karina, first shot in the 9th. Only shot in the 9th because she got them all to go. All right, Shelby made that, by the way. Julian, his first shot in the 10th. High, leaves a 6. So this will be Jordan's last shot in this game, and he leaves a 10. So that's a 204 for him. Trying to keep up with the scores so I know what's going on in the next game. And, Julian misses single pin spare. You don't see that. So that's a 192 for Julian to a 153 for Charles. So Mabel on 50 short pattern. It's right there, right there. So Shelby was a 145. Carlen shooting at her spare. And she gets it. She's at 159 on a spare in the 9th. So Carlen gonna step back, take a moment. And we'll go over to Julian on his first frame. Charles struck on his first shot. And he didn't like it. 3-6-10. So Mabel. That's 3 in a row. She's at 169. She can go 179 with a strike. Take a 34 pin lead in the match. And Julian picked up his 3-6-10. And Eric started his game with a strike as well. And Carlen going wide, leaving a 1-2-4 on her first shot in the 10th. And Mabel can't quite get the 10 out, but that'll be 178 to 145. Okay. Julian's second frame strike. So he's spare strike. Carlen got her spare in the 10th. And Charles going wide, leaving a 1-2-4. So Carlen on her fill shot on the long pattern. And she goes high, leaves a 3-7, but doesn't have to shoot at it. So I think that's 184. So Karina is on a strike in the 9th. She's at 145. She can strike out for 205. She's going to finish on the short pattern. Got the 9 to go. And I'm going to run down, just make sure I got the scores correct over there. All right, so it's going to be Karina 173, Carlen 184 in the first game. Ooh, big 4 for Julian. All right, so after the first game, we've got Jordan up by 12, Julian up by 39, Mabel up by 33, and Carlen up by 11. So Julian on his fourth frame after an open. Comes in a little bit light, but gets the 7 to go. Jordan opens his fourth frame. Charles on a strike. Can't get the 2 to go. And Shelby through the nose gets the 7 out, not the 4. And Karina on the short. Comes in a little high, leaving a 3-6-10. Eric on the short. A little high for him as well. And Shelby gets the 4. All right, Karina gets the 3-6-10. And Eric spared his fourth frame. Mabel on the short pattern. Ooh, oh. Paralyzes the 5, but gets it down. Need a score correction. It's Eric on the long pattern. He gets a strike. Charles gets his spare. And Jordan strikes his fifth frame. Mabel on the long pattern on 49. Her fourth frame. Comes in a little high. Wow, gets the 10 to go super late. She'll need another score correction. As Charles on the long pattern. Gets it. Yeah, so Charles down by 39 against Julian. So he'll need to win this game by 40 to move on. But he's doing his best to try and make that happen. Mabel gets her single pin out. Right, Julian working on a strike. His fifth frame, short pattern. That's as good as it gets right there. Jordan whiffs his single pin. That's Shelby on the short. She's down by 33 in the match after the first game. Eric Jones, short pattern. He gets it. That's a double for him. So he was down by 12 after one. And Julian, long pattern. Working on a double. Trying to put the hurt on Charles. This would do it, but it comes in high. Leaves a 3-6. 3-6-10, looks like. All right. Eric leaves a 10 pin. Shelby getting her single pin. Oh, a little bit wide. Julian gets his. Keeping the pressure on Charles. Eric still on his 6th frame. Yep, 6th frame. So he's at 146. Oh, 7th frame. He's at 146 in the 7th. Charles right there on the short. So Eric is only behind by 12. Take a look at Karina on the long pattern. Goes a little bit long. Leaves a 10 pin. Ooh. It looks like a 2-8-10 from over here. Maybe a 4-8-10. Charles getting it. Not going to give this away to Julian. Karina, 10 pin, gets it. And Jordan leaves a 10 pin. That's an open in the 7th. He's going to move over to the long pattern. Julian on a spare short pattern. Charles is on 3 in a row. And it's going to be light. 2-4-10. Karina 10 pin. Jordan gets him to go. Karina made her 10 pin. Jordan comes back from that open with a strike. Cuts Eric's lead to 3 in the game. Jordan's still up by 9 in the match. Eric stands up out of it, leaving a 4-7. This came in high on the short pattern. All right, so Julian, 119 after 7, opened his last frame. On the long pattern, he's going to finish on this lane. A little bit high, leaves a 4 pin. Eric shooting at a 4-7. He gets it. Shelby on 49, doesn't like it. It's wide. 1-3-6-7. Julian going after a 4-pin. Box doesn't like it. Over to Carlen on the long pattern. She's right there. So they are just in the 5th frame right now. Shelby can't convert. Eric. Right there. So that's a strike in the 9th. Puts him at 184 in the 9th. Jordan's going to need this to keep some pressure on. Julian going after the 4-pin, and he gets it. Karina moving some pins around down there. So she's at 85 with a strike in the 5th. And Mabel, light mixer. She's at 130 in the 7th. Charles, oh no, 4-9. He was on 3 in a row. And Jordan leaves a 4, looks like. All right, Charles tries to bounce it out. Can't quite get there. Mabel with another one. She is running away with her match. Jordan gets the 4. He needed it to stay alive. So he's going to finish his 10th frame. Long pattern. Charles, that was left. Off of his hand. Leaves a 3-6. Jordan letting it go. Comes in high. Leaves a 3-6. And he gets it. Jordan needs this one. 100 miles an hour, misses. So that will do it. 169 for Jordan. And Eric's already ahead of that. So that will do it. Eric Jones will advance over Jordan Malott. And it looks like Julian will advance over Charles. We'll go over to the girls. We got Mabel on a double going into the 9th. And light mixer. So Mabel was 33 ahead going into this, and she has shut out Shelby. So Mabel will advance. And Karina and Carlen. Carlen was up by 11. And Carlen's on a double. Starting her 7th frame. And she trips the 4 out. That was huge. So she's on 3 in a row. Karina's 107 on a spare in the 6th. And she starts the game 11 pins down. All right, Karina gets her spare. So she's at 126 on a spare starting the 8th frame. So Mabel will take the match 199, 159 for the second game. So this comes down to Karina and Carlen. Karina got the 5-pin out, but not the 7. And Karina gets it. So Carlen on 3 in a row, starting her 8th frame. All right, Karina picks up her spare, trying to get a little better score vision. So that puts her 162. And she's down 11. Ooh, that is gonna do it. All right, well, it looks like Carlen Gattenby is going to advance unless Karina makes this. It's a tall order, and she won't. So Carlen will advance. We'll leave this camera running, and we'll move the cameras around. Looks like the girls get the good camera for the championship match, and we'll be right back. All right, and we're back for the final match. Eric Jones against Julian Salinas. Mabel Cummins against Carlen Gattenby. As a reminder, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you click subscribe, like the video, click the bell, notification bell, and you'll get a notification whenever we go live with outstanding bowling content. So Eric Jones started lane 47, and he got a strike already. So, but the girls get the good camera for the championship match. Mabel's going to start the long pattern, lane 43. And it does go long. She leaves a 1, 2, 4, 10. Julian on the short. Ooh. Gets them all to go. So again, this is 2-game total pinfall. And Mabel can't get that to go, and she opens in the first. Then Julian takes his first shot on the long and sends him in the pit. So it's a double. Carlen getting ready to take her first shot. Championship match. So the winner of each division takes home $1,500 in scholarship. Here at the Dallas Youth Open, hosted by USA Bowl and Storm. And Carlen stuck a little bit, it looked like. But she stuck it right in the pocket. Carried, sent 10 back, 10 in the pit. And Eric going a little bit wide on the short. We got a comment asking about sound. It looks like I'm getting sound. If I'm not, let me know. Eric's going to shoot his 1-3-6. Oh, he got it. Carlen on the long, playing a pretty straight line. Oof, deflects off, leaves a 5-7. So Eric, a little bit light, and leaves a 5. Carlen going for it and just gets the 5, so she will open in her second frame. So she's strike open for 28 in the second. 2-game total pinfall. We'll crown the champion. Eric didn't like it off his hand, but went long enough to get the 5 pin down. Mabel for her first shot on the short pattern on this pair. And she's playing a little bit inside, gets the high flush to go. We'll go to Julian, short pattern. Perfect through 2. Perfect through 3. 3 in a row. Mabel on the long pattern. And she's right there in the pocket. Julian, long pattern, steps out of it, goes high, leaving a 3, 6, 9, 10. Carlen, her third frame, short pattern on an open in the second. Pulled it left a little bit. It's 3 off the left. Julian going for his 3, 6, 9, 10. And he gets it. Carlen going after the 7 that she left. And she's going to leave a 6, 10. So it'll be 2 opens in a row. Eric Jones, short pattern, 4th frame. And he gets him to go. Eric's going to go first. Long pattern, light mixer. That's a double. Carlen shooting the 1, 2, 4. And she gets it. Easy to leave the 4 off of that one, but she got it. It's Julian, short pattern. Checks up a little high, leaving a 6 pin. Mabel on double. That's going to be through the nose. Gets the 7 out, though. Just leaving the 6-10. Julian shooting at his 6 pin. Makes it. Mabel, 4th frame. 610. Gets it. Julian, 6th frame, working on a spare. And that checks up a little high, leaving a 3-6-10. All right, Mabel coming in high, can't get the 9 to go. Julian, 3-6-10. 6th frame, long pattern. Doesn't like it. Got the 10 out. So Mabel, 9-pin. 5th frame. Perfect. Eric stands up on it high. Gets the 8-pin out. Leaves the 6. Eric gets the 6-pin, so spare in the 6th for 118 to 122 boys match. Carlen, short pattern, gets the light mixer. It's a 7-pin out late. The strike in the 5th. Eric likes it. Good shot. So he capitalizes on his spare and striking the 7th. And Carlen through the nose, leaving a 3-6. Julian coming in high, leaving a 4. And Carlen picking it up. And Julian looks like he's stuck a little bit, but gets the 4-pin, spare in the 7th for 141. And Mabel, it's going to be high. Gets the 10 off. Just leaving the 3. And Julian, long pattern, 8th frame, likes it. Good shot. Right. Dead center. Right. Eric, 8th frame, short pattern. That's going to go through the nose. 278. Tough leave. All right, Mabel going through the nose for 3-6-10. Eric going for it. Can't. Ooh. Got the 2-7. Left the 8. So that's an open in the 8th frame for 156. Mabel, 7th frame, 3-6-10. Got it. So Eric going over to the long pattern. He likes it. Nice shot. Nice little light mixer. Gets the 10 to go late. Strike in the 7th. Julian short pattern. Oh, that read early. He leaves a 10. Julian's going to go first. 10 pin, 9th frame. And whiffs it. So he's at 179. Carlen on a strike, piping it up the middle. That's a double. Julian, first shot in the 10th. Long pattern. That is light. 2-8. Great shot by Mabel. 8th frame strike. She's at 141 in the 8th. Julian shooting at a 2-8. And he's chops the 8 off, leaves a 2. That's going to be 188. Mabel, her 9th frame, long pattern, that's light, gets the 7 to go. Double Eric, first shot in the 10th, capitalizing on Julian's open. So he will more than likely take the lead after this shot. Eric light mixer gets him to go. 206. Everything's just a cushion for the next match. That's outside. Leaves a 2-7. Eric on his fill shot. It's a 206. Strike for 216. Not going to do it. Going to get 214. Right, so that's 26 pins for Eric. So Carlen finishing the 10th frame. Long pattern. She's on a strike spare. Mabel's on a double. It looks like Julian's going to start game number 2. Falls off it, doesn't like it, goes long, and carries. There you go. So Carlen, first shot in the 10th. Long pattern, looks inside, through the nose. 6, 9, 10. Eric, first shot, short pattern, through the nose. 2, 4, 7. Carlen getting the 10. That's going to be 169. Eric gets his spare. Mabel's going to be ahead of that after this shot. That came in a little bit high, just leaving a 6-pin for Eric. So Mabel closing out the 10th frame, starting the 10th frame, closing out game number 1. Trying to get a lead over Carlen. That'll get her the lead. 6-pin, tapping the 10, not getting it out though. Eric picking up his spare. Mabel picks that up for 190. Strike here for 200. 31 pin lead. Julian, short pattern. Second frame. Good shot. High flush. Strike number 2. We're going to look at Mabel's fill shot. Going for 200. That looks wide. Yeah, a little bit light. Gets 9 for 199. So 30 pin lead. Oof. 4-6. All right, Carlen first shot, second game. Long pattern, and it goes long. These are 1, 2, 10. All right, Eric coming in a little light. These are 3-pin. And Carlen can't bounce it out. Leaves a 10. Open her first frame. Eric shooting at his 3-pin. And he makes it. Mabel will start her first frame of the second game. Right there, right in the pocket. Good shot. Eric on the long. A little bit light, leaves a 7. Eric getting a 7 pin. And maybe with a 5-7. It's a score correction. Ooh, can't quite get it. Julian, 4th frame, short pattern, steps out of it a little bit. Oh, can't get the 10, leaves himself a 3-10. And he gets it. Spares his 4th frame. Carlen getting ready to start her 2nd frame. Short pattern. She is down by 30 after the first match. And that goes a little bit long, leaving a 2-4-5. Julian on the long pattern, coming in light. 2-8-10. Three splits in a row. Carlen going wide at that. He opened her 2nd open of the match, the game. Julian going for the count, getting the 2-8. So he is at 82 in the 5th. And starting the game at 26 behind Eric. Looks like Eric's going to go first for his 5th frame, working on a spare. Short pattern. Stands up out of it. Yeah, it goes high. 2-4-7. Carlen, it's going to go long. Yeah, she's going to leave a bunch. Eric getting his spare in the 5th frame. He's at 84 on a spare in the 5th. Nope, Carlen taking her shot. There she goes, spares it up. So spare in the 3rd. She's at 27 in the 3rd. 11 behind Mabel right now. Eric on the long pattern. That looks a little bit high. Yeah, it leaves a 6 pin. Nice shot. Mabel's playing a little bit more inside on that short pattern, and it looks pretty good. Eric at the 6-pin makes it. So Eric is clean through 6. Julian had 2 strikes in a row, but then 3 splits. Spared one of them. Looks like he's going to make a ball change. Go to Mabel on the long pattern. She's light, but gets the 7 to go. Doubles. Julian. Ball change, makes it works. Strike in the 6th. All right, so Carlen in the 4th. Short pattern. She's on a spare. Mabel's got a double. And she's got 30 pins to make up. And that looks long and washout. Julian on the long pattern. 7th frame. And he's a little light, but gets them all to go. Double. Carlen gets it. Good shot. Gets the head pin a little bit to the left. Takes out the 610. Good shot. And Eric leaving a 10 pin. Eric's got 26 pins on Julian. And he makes it. So he's spare. Julian is strike. So he might be closing this gap. Carlen long pattern, 5th frame, and it goes long as well. Leaves a 1-2. Eric gets it. So he's keeping pressure on Julian, keeping him at a distance. Carlen shooting her spare in the 5th. She gets it. Right, Julian, 8th frame, short pattern. Needs to make a run here. He likes it. He gets it. 3 in a row. Oh, Mabel in the 5th. She is locked in. 3 in a row. Julian trying to give Eric something to think about. Julian on 3 in a row. Starting the 9th frame. Julian will get to finish this 9th frame, and then Eric finish the game. So Julian will know what he's got to do. And, 2-10. That's going to do it. And Mabel 4 in a row. And Julian needs this 210. And close. Opens in the 9th. $166. He can strike out for $196. If Eric gets to 170, that'll be the match. Oof. 2478 though. Oh, leaves the 8. Carlen. 6th frame, short pattern. And that's closer. Not going to do it. 245. All right, so a mark here for Eric will finish it off. And not quite. Needs 2 more. Okay, Carlen picking up her spare in the 6th. And he got it. So he needs 1 pin. And that will shut out Julian. And that is it. 10 in the pit, 180. So Eric Jones over Julian Salinas. Eric will take home $1,500 in scholarship. Julian with a 2-4-10. I think that's the second time he's seen that. Carlen going after her spare. She picks it up. And Julian opens the 10th for 175. And won't be enough to get ahead of Eric, who will be the first place winner, taking home $1,500 in scholarship. We'll go over to the girls match. Mabel on 4 in a row. 7th frame, short pattern. And she goes through the nose, leaving a 3.69.10. So right now, if Mabel can get to 162, that will shut out Carlen. But she's got to make this spare first. So Carlen, that... Oh, yeah, she got a little hook on that. All right, picked it up. Good shot. So Carlen can strike out for 192. There you go. 154, so she's at 164, and that will wrap it up. Carlen gets shut out. So some definite talent here today. If you didn't know, Mabel on Team USA, bowls for Vanderbilt now, I believe. Julian, Teen Masters champion. Eric Jones, PBA regional champion. Carlen, definitely a superstar here on the local Dallas scene. And she had a fantastic weekend, making it to the finals against some major competition. And she will finish the girls division Dallas Youth Open in second place, ahead of some very fine players. And she goes wide, leaves the 1-2. And remember, if you're enjoying the content, enjoying the bowling, streaming, click the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. You'll get notified whenever we go live. So Carlen, ninth frame. That trips out the 4. Striking the ninth. She's excited. Now Mabel's got the 9th and 10th. And she will have wrapped up this Dallas Youth Open. I think this will be her second Dallas Youth Open championship. That one looked a little bit faster, went a little long. Leaves a 2.5. She picks that up. Spare in the ninth. 10th frame to go. She's at 184 on a spare in the ninth. Strike out for 224. And that one goes a little long, leaving a 1-2-8. All right, she gets it. That puts her at 201. Strike here would be 211. The second highest score of the finals. Out of anybody. There we go, 210. That will do it. And so Carlen finishing on the long pattern. Short pattern, I mean. Right lane. That's going to go a little long. 1-2-4. And she gets it. Spare in the 10th. So strike for 160. That's a score that would serve you well. Unless you happen to be bowling Mabel Cummins in the final of the Dallas Youth Open. When she goes 210 on you in the second game. Not much you can do against that. Finishing off strong, 160. So Mabel Cummins, the two-time Dallas Youth Open Championship winner. So we'll take a break for a moment, and we will get some awards going, and we'll be right back.
Oh, you're welcome. Who do you think you are, a champion or something?
You're trying to steal them?
So now you like Caitlin Johnson at time to like anyone else in next year. You didn't turn it on, I just
Josh is like he took them.
he's about to do that. He's hungry and sure he has not eaten all day. Mr. McDonough, are you ready? You all ready? All right.
Congratulations, 2020 girls runner-up from Allen, Texas, Carlen Gattenby.
Yeah. Yep, you're good. Yeah, just right there. On the side.
And I'd like to also congratulate the 2020 girls two-time champion from Hermitage, Tennessee, Mabel Cummins.
Which one do you want? Which one? We'll be close.
I'll get one after. Don't get one after. I'll get one after.
Yeah, do you want to take a... Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
And then I'll put you guys together as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get both of them.
Okay, thank
Yep.
you, Dad.
And then Carlen with Mabel really quick. Yeah. Yeah, and then they don't keep them off and then
I'd like to welcome the 2020 boys runner-up, Julian Salinas from Tulsa, Texas.
Congratulations. Hey, you got Tina. And it's all Sorry.
I'd like to congratulate the 2020 boys champion from Edmond, Oklahoma, Eric Jones.
Was Mabel on the left? The last one?
Yeah, Mabel was on that. Yeah.
So Julian, you go over the little right, and then Eric can do it. Forward, pause, and then keep going over.
Okay, sorry.
One by itself.
Yeah, and then
One by itself.
Okay.
And then you're by yourself.
Already got by yourself, right?
Oh, gotcha.
I'm on a bit more right there.
And then Carlen, Julian, we're gonna put you guys all together. Okay. Where's Mabel? Oh.
No. Oh, sorry.
And then we're gonna put you guys all together. Carlen, and then Julian as well. Yeah, we're gonna take a group photo. And then... Is that a center?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just use that center.
Oh, yeah.
No, do you want less? I can give it to her. Okay. Or Julian. I don't know. Smart money. Yes. Are you done? Yeah. And if you guys want individual photos or mom and dad photos, congratulations, you guys. No. She did all the work and so did God. I just have the check right now.
You said one, I got 60, but I had to be another one. You got them. It's not.
Appreciate it.
I'll send that to Donna. She'll like that.
So that's a wrap from the Dallas Youth Open at USA Bowl in Dallas, Texas. So congratulations to our winners, Eric Jones and Mabel Cummins, and to all the competitors. So that will do it for today's broadcast. Remember, like, subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when we are going live. So thank you for watching, and be cool, and go Bulls.